deniers of the 2020 election gathering at the state capitol this weekend. How they're now taking aim at the governor's race.
And we're waking up to some fog and cloudy conditions. We'll let you know what to expect coming up.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday and happy start to May. Thanks for joining us. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and take a look outside this morning. Julian, you mentioned some fog, some clouds. Does that mean we're in for another day of rain?
We just might be, but it's a little bit of a small chance and it won't be as widespread as it was yesterday. We're not expecting storms for today, but we are expecting some obscured visibility as we're waking up this morning. We can see outside of our sky cam some dense fog starting to lay its way over Madison as of right now in many areas throughout southern Wisconsin as we're kicking things off. Now, temperatures are, as of right now, into the 40s throughout much of us, so it's a pretty decent start to our morning, aside from the fact that there's plenty of clouds and that there is fog. But I mean, as of right now, aside from that, we are looking at areas. Plenty of visibility is obscured throughout southern Wisconsin. Many of us are lower than 2 miles as of right now, especially near Mineral Point and Fort Monroe and Platteville. We're looking at some obscured fog that's starting to develop as well. But in terms of how much precipitation we're seeing, just some pocket showers are starting to pop up for us as we're waking up this morning. But overall, we're on to the drier side as we're kicking off our Sunday morning and our first day of May. Temperatures will be into the lower 50s, so we are on the cooler side, but cloudy conditions look to stick around. But we'll have some changes coming up that we're going to take a look at in just a few moments. But until then, back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. A student group at Madison wants to help residents of a campus co-op. Now, earlier this month, we told you about the Zoe Bayless Co-op, which is set to be torn down this summer to make way for a new academic building. Friday night, a student group held a fundraiser to raise money for the co-op's residents. Organizers sold T-shirts with money being used to help the students find a new building off campus.
We're fighting to continue our community and continue to provide affordable housing for students.
After nearly 70 years on campus, the co-op will be replaced by the new Irving and Dorothy Levi Hall when construction begins next year. Staying downtown, hundreds of people rallied at the state capitol this weekend, calling again into question the 2020 election results, which courts and recounts have upheld. But the politics of those that deny the election are now also taking root in the governor's race. Political reporter Will Keneally was down at the Capitol yesterday and shares more of this story.
But when I get back on the Capitol grounds, I'm not a gubernatorial candidate. I'm a 59th rep, and I'll be speaking about my resolution and what I'd like to see done with that resolution.
Representative Tim Ramthan can't speak about his run for governor when he's on Capitol grounds. But what he can talk about is his resolution to decertify the 2020 election.
A week ago this past Thursday, I resurrected it through LRB 6309. So LRB 6309 can be acted upon when a special and/or extraordinary session occurs with the legislature.
Today's rally was also Michael Gableman's first public appearance since his investigation was extended by Assembly Speaker Robin Vos earlier this week. Vos was supposed to close down the investigation, but changed course. At this rally, Gableman is now more of a figurehead than even the highest elected Republican in state government.
A phrase I just want everyone to memorize. It's only 2 words. Toss Vos. The man needs to go.
Also at the rally, a Republican primary challenger to Vos.
We have to get the people in that building who are going to make the change, and really the change and what we want to see.
The investigative part of Gableman is likely over. There's just a couple of court cases to hammer out. But Ramthan wants more.
I do believe that as he pokes the issues around where the money went with Zuckerberg and Michael Spitzer Rubenstein and the Big Five, I'd like to see that investigation element continue. I'd like to see...
The next date we'll see for the Gableman investigation will be mid-July. That's when a Waukesha judge will hear arguments over whether Gableman has the authority to jail the mayors of the state's largest cities over failing to testify in the investigation. Meanwhile, the number of state lawmakers retiring is now the highest in almost 70 years here in Wisconsin. A combined 30 representatives and senators now say they're calling it quits. Now, you have to go back to 1954 to see a higher number in one cycle. On this morning's For the Record, our Naomi Coles sits down with one of those senators who says his reason to step down is to focus on family and his military career, but he did have a lot to say about the politics of today's environment, adding that carried weight in his decision to leave.
You have a system that is creating incentives, I think, sometimes that are misaligned with the general larger population. And it's tough to be a good legislator when, you have different parts of our, community pulling you in different directions.
You can hear much more from the state senator's conversation with Naomi Coles this morning on For the Record. To the crisis in Ukraine now. In the 10 weeks since the attack on Ukraine began, nearly 3 million Ukrainians have taken refuge in Poland. Among them, countless Ukrainian children. In the city of Warsaw, schools were already facing teacher shortages and classroom overcrowding. But as Erica Hill discovered, the communities are still welcoming Ukrainian children in.
New school, new language, new country.
We follow the needs. When we opened these classes, we did not know what would be in a week, what would be in a month.
There are now 50 Ukrainian refugees enrolled at this Warsaw high school, bringing the student population up to 700. It's Olena's first day. Laisha is a few weeks in and happy to be back in class.
It's given me some space, or give me the feeling of safety, that I'm safe here, I'm in my normal life.
In Warsaw alone, the mayor's office estimates the city has taken in more than 100,000 children. With 17,000 already enrolled in public school, the question now is, how many more will come?
It's a big problem for us because we don't know how many students go to Warsaw and go to our schools.
Warsaw was already short 2,000 teachers before Russia invaded Ukraine. The city needs more staff and money.
This is a huge challenge for us. A good heart, willingness to help, and volunteering are not enough.
And yet, they're finding ways to make it work. Polish students are paired with their new Ukrainian classmates.
We use a lot of Google Translate.
Local families have donated supplies. The school provides breakfast and lunch. In Lviv, Mariana taught German. Officially, she's now a tutor, yet it's clear this mom of 3, who also fled the war, is so much more.
We don't just speak Ukrainian. We speak the language of emotions and the language of what we've gone through.
Comfort amidst the uncertainty.
Is it good to meet other Ukrainian kids?
Yes, because you're not alone.
While there are more smiles every day, the principal says he can't forget what lies beneath.
We have some who escaped in the middle of the night in their pajamas from the basement where they were.
While school is a welcome distraction, it's also a reminder of how much their lives have changed.
In our hearts, we want to start the new school year in September at home. And we really hope for that.
A Russian news agency, meanwhile, says a group of civilians has left a steel plant where hundreds were sheltering. Now, that was one of the last holdouts in Mariupol. Cole Higgins has the latest.
In the southern city of Mariupol, a Ukrainian resistance ruling out surrender.
If there is no choice but captivity, we will not surrender.
The city under intense Russian shelling since the start of the war more than 2 months ago. Some 100,000 people believed to be trapped there, including hundreds of soldiers and civilians holed up in a steel plant.
They're telling us that it's a humanitarian disaster. There, the city is being destroyed. Basically, a beautiful, thriving city was turned into a concentration camp by the Russians.
Russian state news reporting Saturday that 25 civilians, including children, were allowed to leave the plant. CNN has not independently verified those claims. This as exclusive new satellite images show what remains of the plant. Ukrainian forces also hunkering down in the east amid relentless Russian attacks.
In Donbass, the occupiers are doing everything to destroy any life in this area. Constant brutal bombings, constant Russian strikes at infrastructure and residential areas show that Russia wants to make this area uninhabited.
To the south in Odessa, reports of multiple explosions. The military's operational command declaring the airport's runway damaged, potentially continuing a trend of Russia targeting supply lines and transit infrastructure this week. But the Ukrainians are fighting back. New footage shows Ukrainian forces striking Russian armor in the east Saturday. I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Still ahead, one student has gotten accepted to all 5 military academies. His story when we return. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Julian's tracking your forecast just ahead on News 3 Now.
The lowest prices of the season sale is happening now at Ashley. Save up to $1,100 on Serta Perfect Sleeper. Save up to $500 on a Purple mattress. Get $300 in free furniture on Tempur-Pedic, plus special financing and guaranteed 5-day delivery on in-stock items. Only at Ashley.
This is a town called Basic, where the townspeople are happy with a basic lifestyle. And that's a 2022 Nissan Altima with more attitude, more style, and a powerful turbocharged engine to help put basic in your rear view forever. Looks like basic will never be the same. The 2022 Nissan Altima. Anything but basic.
Now get 0.9% financing for up to 72 months on 14 models.
Everything we love about Wisconsin is under attack. As an Army commander, I served God, family, and country. But the media, they say none of that matters anymore. When I was a kid, every day at school, I took the pledge. In the service, I took an oath. But today, people take a knee. When I was 9 years old, my dad handed me a shovel and put me to work. Nowadays, people get paid to sit on the couch. And back then, you called somebody lazy, it was a huge insult. But today, you get a pronoun wrong, and the liberals want your head. I'm Tim Michaels. The radical left, they're destroying everything we love about America. And too many establishment Republicans, they're along for the ride. I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michaels for governor. He'll turn Madison upside down.
Whoa. How do they get these things to smell so good? Must be magic. Hefty Ultra Strong with Fabuloso Scent.
Culver's couldn't have started anywhere but in Sauk City, Wisconsin. Still today, we are a family restaurant. Here, nearby farms grow the food we eat, smiles are contagious, and everyone is someone's neighbor. It's a place where our love of fresh food is as strong as our love for each other. It's a feeling of welcome you'll notice the moment you stop by. Because where we come from has made us who we are, and for that, we couldn't be more proud. Welcome to Delicious.
The lowest prices of the season sale is happening now at Ashley. Up to 64% off hot new looks. Plus, get an additional 10% off at checkout. Doorbuster savings throughout the store. And pay no interest for 36 months. Only at Ashley.
And as we're waking up this morning, just some light drizzle and some fog here as we're waking up on our Sunday and the first day of May here in Madison. Now, temperatures are still pretty mild, around 47 degrees as we're waking up this morning. We are dealing with some light showers. However, as we go throughout the course of the day, we'll still continue to see a bit of some showers that will be on and off or even just some pockets. But the temperatures themselves will not be much more than the lower 50s as we get into our afternoon. Now, as we wake up this morning, aside from some light drizzle or even some showers, we are waking up to some fog as it is lower visibility throughout much of southern Wisconsin, as many areas are only seeing low single digits of visibility this morning, where it's really obscured over towards Monroe near the Illinois border. Now, as we're waking up this morning, as I mentioned, we are starting to see just a bit of some pocket showers on our radar, but we're not going to be seeing a washout throughout today. Just expect some fog in the early morning, but as we get into the afternoon, cloudy conditions will stick around, temperatures into the lower 50s, but we're not going to be seeing a whole lot of activity aside from that throughout much of our Sunday. Now, as we get into our Sunday nights, temperatures are still going to hold into the 40s, especially as we carry into our Monday morning. Still, cloud cover is going to be into our skies. Then as we go into our 5 p.m. commute, well, we're going to be seeing temperatures just a bit closer to the middle 50s. But again, not a whole lot of activity until we get into our Monday night. Then we're going to start to see another weather system bringing in some showers overnight into our Tuesday morning, where we are going to be seeing some more scattered and widespread showers that will make our Tuesday morning commutes quite a wet one. Now, on top of that, we are going to be seeing another healthy amount of some rain here in southern Wisconsin, but it's mainly going to be areas south of the Dells. It's going to be seeing quite a good amount of rain. Now, with the more rain that we're going to be seeing, well, we're going to be really knocking back onto that drought monitor to really get us into some healthy conditions as we start off our first true week of May. Now, aside from Tuesday, we are also looking later into the week to have more opportunities of seeing some showers. Coming in from our Thursday nights into Friday morning and Friday afternoon, we do have more opportunity to see a bit more showers here in southern Wisconsin, which is going to be opening us up for more, once again, wet conditions throughout the back end of our next work week. However, we are looking for a bit of a slow, dry, and warmer trend heading into next weekend. So all these showers will start to lead up to something that's going to be pretty good for us. That's right, Mayflowers are going to be on the way for us, as we're going to be seeing those 60s coming into the weekend. But until then, it's going to be cool, and it will be on the wet side throughout much of this week. So expect to keep the rain gear nearby and handy throughout the next few days. But we will start to see a bit more drier conditions as we head into next weekend, as long as things hold out, McKenna.
As long as the weekend is dry.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
As long as we can see a bit more sunshine, the 60s hanging in as well, I think that weekend will be perfect.
Exactly. Even after all the rain yesterday, it wasn't that bad this morning.
No, not at all.
Nice.
Didn't need a coat or anything.
That's what I want. I don't care if there's rain, just no coat.
Don't need the down coat anymore.
No.
It's May.
That's hope.
Hopefully.
All right, thanks, Julian. There are only 5 military academies in the U.S., and getting accepted to any of them is a major accomplishment. You're about to meet a high school senior in Nebraska who got into all of them. Ron Johnson has the story.
Meet 18-year-old Noble Rasmussen. The Millard North High School senior is about to graduate at the end of next month.
My friends and teachers have always known I've been a hard charger in my academic life at school. Just getting things done as early as I can, and just so I can have as highest grade as I can.
His drive to be the best is something his parents say he always had.
We named him Noble for his to grow up with that honorable character, and we've seen him carry that throughout his life. He was a very disciplined young student, going from elementary to middle school to high school. I mean, homework and academics always came first before he went out and had fun with his friends.
Now, that spirit of competitiveness is paying off in a big way. Noble, who has military aspirations after high school, has achieved a rare accomplishment. He's been accepted to all 5 military academies. His push to aim high is sending him to the Air Force.
Just before senior year started, I got my private pilot in a little Cessna 172, which I'm very grateful for. And then I just have enjoyed it in the air, and I don't really want to be stuck in a boat or out somewhere with the Army.
His parents say his mix of academic, athletic, and leadership skills made him the perfect candidate for each program.
So all those things put together has kind of been the package that the academies have been wanting. So we're real proud of him.
Now he has this advice for other teens striving for their own success.
Stay strong, stay optimistic, and stay motivated. It just a little bit at a time and a day at a time is how you get through it.
Noble is heading to the Air Force Academy over the summer. Up next, influencers versus the FAA. Why federal authorities are going after the creators of some viral videos when we return.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates.
This is how we do it. At Pick and Save, we believe it takes the right team to bring you fresh produce. That's why we partner with farmers who grow only the best. And that level of teamwork means better, fresher options time and time again. Because working together is truly what it takes to be fresh for everyone. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Things in life are free.
Just wait until he hears about free installation from Feldco.
Free installation? Are you kidding me? Yeah! free installation on windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no interest for 1 year. That's something to get excited about.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Welcome back, Bill.
I'm here for some new tires.
Well, you're in luck. It's our tire savings event, so now's the perfect time. Tires a little worn down?
Why would I do that again? Worn down, exactly. Worn down.
Exactly.
Right now, during our tire savings event, buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
It's bacon! Smoky bacon, meaty bacon, tasty bacon, bacon! Oh, I love it.
Dogs go bonkers for bacon. And try new bacon pizza flavor.
Sure feels good when you get it right. And with the #1 power toothbrush brand recommended by dental professionals, Philips Sonicare makes it easy for you to always get brushing right. Philips.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, aside from some foggy conditions and a bit of some drizzle this morning, we're going to be seeing today to be mostly cloudy in our sky cover. Aside from that, temperatures will be into the lower 50s, and it will be on the breezy end as well. We're going to be seeing those southwesterly winds from 10 to 20 miles per hour. So, folks, just know we're going to be seeing a breezy day again, a cloudy day, and temperatures won't be too bad, but it will be on the cool side. Now, as we plan out the rest of our afternoon, temperatures are going to be sustained into those lower 50s and into the 40s as we go into our overnights. Well, we're going to be pretty dry heading into our Monday, but the cloudy conditions will stick around until we get into Monday nights. Well, we're going to be seeing another weather system to be bringing in some more rain. So, yes, once again, keep the rain gear nearby. We'll give you more details on what else to expect in a few moments. Till then, back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Federal authorities are going after content creators on social media who are attempting dangerous mid-air stunts to land clicks and views. As Pete Muntean reports, the latest cases have some fearing flying is the latest frontier for those yearning for over-the-top viral videos.
They are high-flying spectacles meant to attract millions of views, but now those behind them have become the newest targets of federal authorities. Just this month, the Federal Aviation Administration has cracked down following 3 incidents. Suspending the license of a YouTube pilot the FAA said flew too low, revoking the license of the YouTuber who parachuted from a supposedly crashing airplane, and opening an investigation into Sunday's plane swap skydiving stunt gone wrong that sent an out-of-control Cessna crashing into the Arizona desert.
We're both here, we're both good to go, everybody's safe and sound, and I guess that's the important part.
Veteran skydivers Andy Farrington and Luke Aikens survived the stunt, which required 2 diving planes to be momentarily empty under the control of an autopilot. But in documents shared with CNN, days before, the FAA denied Aikens' request to be exempt from the rule that requires pilots at the controls all the time. Aikens did not return our multiple requests for comment.
I can't defend it. And I don't think they can either. So.
Aviation journalist and skydiver Paul Bertorelli says the FAA will likely pursue larger punishment, especially since the agency just revoked the license of Trevor Jacob, whose I Crashed My Plane YouTube video has been seen more than 2 million times. The FAA says Jacob purposely caused the crash, jumping out while holding a camera attached to a selfie stick.
He needed someone to put the brake on him. Well, now the FAA's putting the brake on him.
Now, experts fear flying has found itself at the center of over-the-top viral video culture, where competition for clicks is coming before good judgment.
Everyone is trying to one-up, which means you have to do the most outlandish thing. You have to do the most eye-popping thing, something that's going to grab attention.
YouTuber Trent Palmer is appealing the FAA decision to have its pilot's license suspended. He says he was cited for low flying, even though he insists he was following FAA rules. There's a half hour of news still ahead here on News 3 This Morning Sunday. We'll be right back.
Sunroom saving season is here. Four Seasons has a great way to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 25%. Let's cover your deck with a screen room or 3 Seasons porch. We can turn your screen porch into an enclosed screen porch or put a pergola on your patio. All on sale now. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
Get a new view from CoolView.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Get 25% off after spending $25 when you order online. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Here's why it's smart to custom order your Ford SUV. Because custom orders receive priority. You'll get an extra 1,000 order bonus plus incentive protection, guaranteeing you the best offer now or at delivery. And the features you choose. Want an EPA estimated 41 combined MPG in an Escape Hybrid? A 12-inch touchscreen in an Edge? You got it. In a Ford built your way. Order your 2022 Escape, Edge, or Explorer to lock in the special Flex Buy offer and get 1,000 retail order bonus cash.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
This is Iowa. We just haven't been properly introduced. Say hello to the place where rolling hills meets low bills, where our fields, inside and out, are always growing, and where the fun is just getting started. This is Iowa. So, when are you coming to see us?
At ADP, we use data-driven insights to design HR solutions to help you engage and retain top performers today, so you can have more success tomorrow.
News 3 Now is taking action to find and deliver the news stories that matter where you live.
Taking action to uncover the truth, getting answers, and finding solutions that can make an impact in your life and our community where we all live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
On the next Live at 4, we'll head to the movies with our film critic, Will Loper.
He'll have the weekend box office numbers and let us know what to watch and what to skip.
Right now, 3 people are hurt after a downtown balcony collapse. How a block party turned very dangerous.
Fog clouds and some drizzle? Well, that's what we're going to be waking up to, but what's the rest of today? We'll take a look coming up in a few moments.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, and thanks for joining us on News 3 Now. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and send over to Julian Searight for a look at your forecast. Julian, that was a cute little tagline you said, but how long have you been thinking of that?
You know, it was off the top of the head. I got to roll with it, you know? But we are waking up to some fog here in Madison. As we can see outside of our sky cam, even though temperatures are not too bad at all, we're into the upper 40s as of right now, and we're going to be seeing that throughout much of our morning hours until we get into the afternoon. We'll just be lingering around those lower 50s. But we are starting to see a bit of little drizzle around Madison, and that's not just the only thing, though. As temperatures around southern Wisconsin are into those middle and upper 40s for us kicking off our Sunday morning, we are still seeing some breezy conditions. Not necessarily here in Dane County, but we can see along the southern areas between Platteville over towards Janesville and even near Juneau and Watertown, we're into the double digits in terms of our wind speeds kicking off this morning. Then our visibility. So we are seeing some widespread fog that is lowering our visibility throughout many areas, from the Dells all the way down to Monroe. row, but we're looking at obscured visibility. So if you're going to be on the roads this morning, just make sure you're taking it slow and you're using your low beams as well, as the fog can be dangerous at times. Now, as we take a look at our radar, we are seeing just a bit of some pocket showers for us, not very widespread or even scattered, and that's going to be the on and off theme throughout much of our morning and potentially even into our afternoon as well. But aside from that, our skies are not going to be opening up much at all today. Expect cloudy conditions for us and into those lower 50s, especially as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. Not going to be seeing much of a break otherwise until we get into about our later part of Monday. But aside from that, here's what we're going to be looking at today. Around 52 degrees. Still going to be seeing those southwesterly winds from 10 to 20 miles per hour. So it's going to be breezy. It's going to be cloudy. We're going to have much more of what else to expect for our first start of the May week in just a few moments. But until then, back to you, McKenna.
All right. Thanks, Julian.
We're certainly worried about them collapsing. If people are shoulder to shoulder and leaning over the railings, which aren't meant to hold people back, then we're probably at a dangerous level.
The video you're looking at right now is from 10 years ago this month, April of 2012. Here at News 3, we did a story on concerns at the annual Mifflin Street block party about the potential for porches to collapse. And now this video is from yesterday. 3 people were hurt after a balcony collapsed during this year's block party. Our Tyler Modine was on Mifflin Street earlier Saturday afternoon and shares what witnesses saw.
A day for students to blow off some steam before heading into finals, taking a dangerous turn.
There was a lot of shock. A lot of people didn't really know how to react. Everyone kind of just stood still for about 10 seconds.
A second-floor balcony on Mifflin Street overloaded.
And all of a sudden, all of the balconies swung to one side, and everyone fell forward right onto the stairs.
Injuring 3 people. 2 of them taken by ambulance to the hospital.
We saw a lot of people laying on the ground, on the stairs. A lot of people were crying around, had blood, you know.
Madison officers already on scene policing the unsanctioned block party, quick to respond.
The cops all ran over, everyone got out of the way, and everyone was just trying to make sure that people on the ground were okay.
Students, too, stepping in.
All the houses around, everyone was just focused on helping them.
Madison fire officials say this isn't the first time a balcony has collapsed at the block party.
That's why we have some of our inspection people here present at all times during this event, so that if we see any sign of a porch being overloaded, we can try to take care of that before anything else happens.
Unsure of what caused the balcony to break.
But we don't know exactly the shape that the porch itself was in prior to the people getting on it, so we're going to take a look at that as well.
But to prevent any further collapse, firefighters adding a temporary fix, stabilizing the building.
What it does is it keeps it from what we call racking, and that would be to twist this way, that way, or out. And so it's going to keep it nice and straight for now.
About an hour later, the festivities on Mifflin Street back in full swing. In Madison, Taylene Muhiddin, News 3 Now.
Once the scene was cleared by firefighters, city building inspectors looked over the Mifflin home to help determine the cause of the collapse. Now, at the block party, police did say they arrested 45 people, but only 1 person was actually taken to jail. MPD says the crowd included about 10,000 people. Over to Waukesha now, a motel is back open after a standoff involving police. Officers say a man was holed up inside Friday night for more than 2 hours. When police approached his door and tried to talk to him, he threatened to kill the officers. Negotiators eventually did convince the man to surrender, and luckily no one was hurt. The 44-year-old suspect has not been identified. And we're seeing a basketball game is about much more than the final score. Details when we return.
When the family can't get enough of your signature dish, get everything you need with Pick and Save free pickup with no surprise fees. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
If you have advanced non-small cell lung cancer, your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Together, Opdivo plus Yervoy helps your immune system launch a response that fights cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more time together, more family time, more time to remember, Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about the combination of 2 immunotherapies, Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-300-8042. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-300-8042.
Quality, longevity, selection. These words have been synonymous with the Surgenians and Karastan brands for over 90 years. Save up to 20% on Karastan carpets this month with special financing and rebates. Local, sustainable, Surgenians.
With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, all for prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
As we take a look at what we're going to be expecting in terms of our forecast, just know that we are going to start to see some cloudy conditions really linger throughout the next 24 hours and even more so into our Tuesday. However, it will be relatively dry, aside from some drizzle that we'll see this morning and potentially even a pocket shower this afternoon. We're not looking at too much activity, especially not seeing any storms throughout much of today. But we can expect going into our Monday morning cloudy conditions, still into the 40s, and then temperatures will rise near the middle 50s by the time we get into our evening commutes. Some of the opening of sky will start off, but we'll start to see that next weather system rolling in late Monday night. That'll carry into our Tuesday morning, bringing us more rain as we go into our Tuesday. So just be prepared for more rain on the way as we get into our Tuesday morning. And as we see this next system roll in, it's going to be bringing in quite a bit of rainfall here in southern Wisconsin once again. We'll give you more details of what else to expect for next week coming up in a few moments. Until then, back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Looking around the state now, members of the Racine community are teaming up with local law enforcement for a basketball game aimed to jumpstart solutions to growing violence. Sarah McGrew has the story.
Police officers and community members here in Racine suited up for a game of basketball and conversation to stop the violence in this community.
It gives them another opportunity to see people in a different light.
Community leaders, students, and police officers from Racine County took to the court with a shared goal during the Bigger Than Basketball event.
People that are either going to be the victims of violence or the suspects will work actively on trying to change their trajectory so that we don't have to continue to go to vigils and have these kinds of games to remember people that have lost their lives to gun violence.
The game was organized by Voices of Black Mothers United and hopes to create more bridges between law enforcement and residents.
What we hope to do is for both sides to see each other as more human.
The event also aims to prevent more tragedies like the city saw last month when 2 teens were shot. One was killed.
Under the circumstances, you do the best to press on. You take your time with grieving and healing, but you also need that camaraderie and you need a community.
During halftime of the game, a panel talked about what changes they hope to see in the community and the resources currently available.
We can encourage people who otherwise might get discouraged with what they think their life could be. And we have no problem putting people in front of other resources to help them improve their quality of life.
In more local news, the Black-Jawed Book Fair is making a stop this weekend in the Madison area. The Boys and Girls Club of Dane County hosted the fair's second stop on its spring tour. Organizers say books for Black children can be hard to find, but they want to make sure Black children across the U.S. see faces that look like theirs and hear stories about people that look like them in these books.
Books with Black characters are only 10% of the mainstream. So we provide an outlet for parents that are looking for books that include children of color, as well as an outlet for the independent author who is trying to get their work out to the public.
If you'd like to learn more about the Black-Jawed Book Fair, you can visit its Facebook page. Here in Madison, the annual Crazy Legs Classic returned to downtown yesterday. Each year, about 12,000 people participate in the run, walk, and raise money for the UW Athletic Department. Both groups ended their routes at Camp Randall Stadium, and everyone involved did have to brave the rain all morning long. Good for them. Also at Warren Park Saturday, the Purple Stride Run for pancreatic cancer happened again. It raised more than $131,000, just a little short of the $142,000 goal. But organizers say people still made a huge impact.
There are so many people that have been touched by pancreatic cancer, you don't even know. But when you talk about it, when you talk about your why and what it means to you, you inspire those people to find their voice.
Just like the Crazy Legs Classic, it did rain on and off all morning at the Purple Stride event, so good job to everyone yesterday getting out for a good cause. Still ahead, new concerns about the bird flu and how it's affecting people in Jefferson County. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Julian's tracking your forecast just ahead on News 3 Now.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
At Papa Murphy's, we build your pizza with the freshest ingredients. You take it and bake it fresh in your oven.
So technically, I make the pizza.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza, so you can make the pizza great. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
Your happiest spring starts at Lowe's. Experience all the deals at SpringFest. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you, and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Ask your doctor about Botox today.
We're not just massage envy. We're also facials that get your skin glowing envy. We're talking, dang girl, you look good kind of envy.
All right, tell me your secret and lunch is on me.
How does she do it envy?
So what's going on with this?
That's because a regular massage envy facial routine is an amazing way to look and feel better. For that, I still got it going on kind of a feeling.
Must be good genes.
This Mother's Day, buy one 60-minute facial session and get a second session free. Massage Envy Facials, where better begins.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Hey, gosh, interesting hemline on those pants.
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No, pardon me. At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon...
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Happy first day of May, everyone. As we're starting off our Sunday morning, well, it's a bit on the foggy side, and it's going to be on the cloudy side as well. Our current conditions as we look outside here in Madison, it's 47 degrees. We are still dealing with just a bit of light drizzle, but the winds are going to be on the breezy end throughout today. And as we approach our noon hour around lunchtime, we'll expect those temperatures to increase just a bit, as we're going to be into the lower 50s by the time we reach our early afternoon hours. But aside from that, we are still dealing with some fog in some areas, as visibility has dropped from areas from the Dells all the way down to Monroe, and even our friends over into Viroqua and La Crosse as well. So if you're going to be traveling anywhere, especially towards the western side of southern Wisconsin, just make sure that you're taking it slow. You're using your low beams as well, as fog is going to be settling into those areas. Now, taking a look at our radar for the last 3 hours, it's been relatively dry, but we are still seeing a couple of pockets of some showers that will be on and off, but for the most part, we're going to stay not seeing a whole lot of activity throughout today. Now, as we get into our afternoon and our evening, well, temperatures again are going to be relatively into the upper 40s and low 50s. Cloud cover is not going to be going anywhere. Our skies are not going to be opening up much at all for today. And as we see this low continue to track its way out, well, we're going to still see that blanket of cloud cover that will carry into our Monday as well. Now, aside from that, here's a quick look at what we're expecting for today. 52 degrees. We're going to be on the breezy end with winds from 10 to 20 miles per hour. But as we go into tonight, well, again, we're not going to be seeing much activity throughout today. We won't start to see anything until we get into about our Monday. Temperatures will warm up into about the middle 50s. Then as we get to our Monday night, we're looking for our next weather system to start to bring in some rain overnight that will transition itself into our Tuesday morning. So we're going to be looking at, once again, another event of some more rain on its way as we head into our Tuesday morning. So expect to grab your rain gear as you're heading out the door and expect some rainy conditions throughout much of our Tuesday. We're looking at another healthy bout of rain as well. Could even see potentially some possible thunderstorms that will roll in for that. But aside from that, we are going to be seeing another shot of seeing some showers coming into our Thursday or even to our Friday as well. And as we get into our weekend, it's going to be our one time. We're going to be looking at a bit of a dry spell as we get into the next few days, because our precipitation chances are going to dwindle as we head into our Saturday and Sunday. But aside from that, the three things we'll need to know, just a quick little overview. We're going to see cool conditions heading into next week. Multiple chances of seeing some showers, and then next weekend, we are looking for a slow and dry trend that's going to be warming up as well. But aside from that, we will also be looking at just a few of those chances of rain to really stick in throughout much of this weekend. Next week, however, we do have a little bit of a potential of seeing maybe some more showers, but we are really just going to be heading closer and closer to being more seasonable as we get into next weekend, McKenna.
It is very spring-like. There's a lot of, rain, but we're going to get our May flowers. It's
very
still warm out.
It's just a matter of time at this point.
It's
hopefully
nice.
By your birthday, it's a bit warmer.
It says a chance of showers. So if it's like in the morning whenever I'm at work, that's fine.
That's fine. As long as the rest of the day we can open up the sky a little bit.
There are the highest temperatures in the 10 days, so I will take it. It's about 65.
Fair enough. That'll be your gift.
Thanks. Appreciate it. All right. Thanks, Julian. Jefferson County residents are expressing concern to U.S. Senate candidate Tom Nelson about avian influenza and how it's affecting them. The crisis has led to the killings of millions of birds in a nearby poultry operation and possible contamination of water supplies. Palmyra residents are most concerned about the composting of millions of those birds after an outbreak at Cold Spring Egg Farms. The birds had to be composted at a location outside of the farm because such a large quantity of birds were infected.
I've heard from the residents that it shouldn't have been allowed to happen in the first place. They should not have been allowed to have that many birds in an area where they could not dispose of them. But that ship sailed a long time ago, so.
A public information officer with the State Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection has said the composting of the birds was the correct way to go, and those residents don't need to be worried about contamination. FDA advisors will be meeting in June to discuss Novavax's request for an emergency use authorization for its COVID-19 vaccine. Novavax submitted an emergency use request back in January. The vaccine is administered as 2 doses 3 weeks apart, but unlike Pfizer and Moderna's mRNA vaccines, Novavax took a more traditional approach, using small laboratory-built pieces of the coronavirus to stimulate immunity. and it's the last special flavor allowed in U.S. cigarettes. The FDA now proposing a ban on menthol in cigarettes and cigars. More than 18 million people smoke menthol in the U.S. That's about 36% of all smokers. So while the CDC says smoking rates are at an all-time low in the U.S., the agency says smoking is still the #1 cause of preventable death, disease, and disability, killing more than 480,000 Americans every year.
It will bring down smoking rates, but most importantly, it'll bring down lung cancer and heart disease rates in these communities.
FDA officials say they can't speculate on when the rule could be finalized, though public health experts believe tobacco companies will also try to stop the ban by suing the agency. The FDA also wants to make drinks safer for children. Officials are calling for lead levels to be reduced in apple juice and other juice blends. Lead is a naturally occurring element, which means it can't be completely removed from the food supply. The FDA is establishing a 10 parts per billion level that could result in close to a 50% reduction in lead exposure. This is part of the agency's Closer to Zero action plan, which debuted in April of last year. The toxic effects of man-made chemicals known as PFAS have been reported on for years, and it turns out they're widely used as a grease and waterproofing agent in fast food wrappers, meaning toxic chemicals could be getting into our food. Dwayne Pullman explains what researchers say needs to be done about it.
America loves fast food. Every day, 87 million people in the U.S. consume these quick meals. That's a third of us. We've been warned for years about how unhealthy it is to eat all that fat, salt, and sugar. But there's another threat on the outside, in the containers and wrappers of some of the most popular fast foods in America.
People may not realize the extent to which PFAS is also in food, and that one way that it's getting into food is through food wrappers.
Melanie Benish is a legislative attorney for the Environmental Working Group specializing in PFAS, or per and polyfluoral alkyl substances, known as the forever chemicals.
It's forever chemicals because they never go away.
That's right.
Hundreds of scientific studies connect PFAS to serious health issues, including reduced fertility, low birth weight, immune issues, and prostate, kidney, and testicular cancers. Yet PFAS continues to be a component in fast food packaging. It's that waxy substance that forms a barrier to grease.
No one's thinking about, am I getting a dose of toxic chemicals just by eating this food?
I do think that that's an important question.
Kevin Loria published this comprehensive piece for Consumer Reports after testing for PFAS in common food wrappers and packaging.
We found evidence for PFAS in over half of the items that we tested,
including high amounts of PFAS on packaging surrounding some of the country's most iconic burgers, chicken sandwiches, nuggets, and fries.
You look at some of these really popular products, and the fact that we found some of the levels that we still did, it is indeed, I think, still surprising.
I've been studying this for years, and I'm still shocked.
The results are stunning, but PFAS has been a part of fast food packaging for decades. In 1966, DuPont asked the Food and Drug Administration to approve adding PFAS for food containers. But after DuPont's own documents revealed the chemicals could harm the liver and kidney, the FDA rejected that request. A year later, DuPont lowered its estimates of how much PFAS migrates from packaging to food. And in 1967, FDA approved it. And they knew it.
And they knew. They knew that PFAS could harm people. The early warning signs were there.
FDA declined an on-camera interview with us, instead issuing a statement saying addressing potential health effects of PFAS exposure is a priority for the FDA, and we continue to review PFAS and food contact applications to ensure their uses are safe. DuPont no longer manufactures PFAS, and the FDA did ban some of the original PFAS formulas in 2016. But dozens of other versions of PFAS are still being used, lining everything from pizza boxes to microwave popcorn bags, and of course, coating the containers and wrappers surrounding fast foods.
It's in everything.
The FDA is recommending getting rid of all PFAS in food packaging by 2025, and most fast food giants are agreeing to ditch PFAS. But there's no mandate for others to follow their lead, which leaves organizations like EWG continuing a fight to eliminate PFAS in all food containers. A fight Benish says should have wrapped up years ago.
How frustrating is that?
It's incredibly frustrating because this is the FDA's job.
I'm Dwayne Pullman for Spotlight on America.
I know. Make it News 3 part of your weekly routine by downloading the Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and weather conditions 24/7. But first, there are plenty of sneakerheads out there, but imagine seeing all the world's rarest kicks in one place. We'll take you inside the collection in 3 minutes.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
This is how we do it.
At Pick and Save, we believe it takes the right team to bring you fresh produce. That's why we partner with farmers who grow only the best. And that level of teamwork means better, fresher options time and time again. Because working together is truly what it takes to be fresh for everyone.
To all my neighbors, you got much flavor.
Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike. Because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I just want our kids to be kids again. Play sports, go to school, without having to worry all the time.
So when we learned the COVID-19 vaccine is safe for kids age 5 and up,
we talked to their doctor, and she helped our family decide to get our sons vaccinated right away.
And to keep taking safety steps in public, too.
Help your kids stay safe and in school. Find a free COVID-19 vaccine for kids near you at dhs.wi.gov/COVID-19/parents.
Hey, everybody, who's coming to the big show? Meet me at Vet Aid, Saturday, June 11th at Oakshot Gaming and Casino in Wisconsin Dells for an all-day outdoor event. Come out for classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles during the day and stay for the concert at night. Featuring country superstar Trace Atkins, Runaway June, The Mascot Theory, and Beth Killyman. All benefiting heat and housing for heroes. Visit vetaidwi.com for more details.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
When it seems like there's nowhere else to turn, they're here to help.
Take people who are floundering about what to do to solve a problem and help them get to a solution.
Meet the members of the News 3 Now Call for Action team tonight at 10.
As gas prices go up, more car buyers are taking a serious look at hybrids. Monday, our experts explain why fuel efficiency isn't the only reason they're the smart choice.
And we're gearing up for another week of rain chances. Join us Monday morning from 4:30 to 7.
Finally this morning, some of the world's rarest and most iconic sneakers are on display as the global resale market surges. It's a trend that started in the U.S. and is now gaining traction around the world. CBS's Gina Cross reports from London.
Die-hard sneaker collectors are doing some soul-searching at a museum in Australia filled with famous footwear.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for sneakerheads to get up close and personal with some of these sneakers that they really would never otherwise have the chance to see.
Like basketball legend Michael Jordan's old high tops from 1985, dubbed the Mona Lisa of sneakers.
Like an original 1985 Jordan 1, game-worn and signed by Michael Jordan himself.
A similar pair brought $500,000 at auction 2 years ago. Last year, kicks from Kanye West stole the spotlight. The Nike Air Yeezys sold for a record-breaking $1.8 million. The sneaker resale market made big strides during the pandemic as a lucrative side hustle for sneakerheads and a cash cow for companies like eBay.
Sneakers has just exploded in terms of growth. Like on eBay, we've seen triple-digit growth within sneakers over the last 3 years.
Michael Fan says some of the 700 pairs in his collection are now valued at more than 100 times their original price. But he says there's more to it than money.
It's actually all about like the passion. Yeah, I just love sneakers.
As more collectors put their best footwear forward, investors predict the world's rare shoe market could surge to $30 billion by the end of the decade. Tina Krause, CBS News.
Okay, we have to give a little shout out to our floor director, Brandon, who runs the cameras. He's the reason we're all zooming out. He's taking another job to work with his dad and his dad's company and let his dad retire. So it's Brandon's last weekend with us.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
It's been a fun 9 months with you and I since we've been here. I know nobody can see him, but
he keeps
I'm
us
talking
entertained
directly
during
to
the
him.
commercials. He gives us feedback and sometimes solicited, sometimes not. So.
And some of the greatest advice that I could ever know.
So thanks, Brandon. It's been fun. We miss you.
We're going to wrap things up, and thank you all for joining us.